friend who I love so very much.
Hey guys, Laura. Look, I'm almost tearing up just listening to that. That was John Barry, the graduation song, and I'm so honored to have him join us. Let me grab him and put him in here real quick. Hey, John, how are you?
Terrific. How are you doing?
We're doing good. I'm so excited to see you. It's been since February, since Country Radio Seminar, that we've been able to talk, and you've been super busy. One of the how are you doing since through making it through this quarantine and everything?
Well, it's been odd. It's been such an odd time. Usually we're not home not near this much. But we've been trying to make use of our time and do some interesting things and have fun with it and make the most of it.
Yeah, you have been very busy, and I want to talk about, since that did have the new single, the graduation song, in it. So you wrote that in, let me get it right, 1977.
Yeah.
And then you did release it in 1981, but it's kind of stayed hidden. It's kind of like been like this hidden track. So what made you bring it back out for this year?
Our son Kalen, who plays drums for us, he's got a little studio at his house, and he's got friends and mainly the guys in our band. Everybody's got their own little recording project studios at home. And he said, "Dad, while we got this off time, why don't we take an old song and recut it, let everybody send their parts in." And he said, the graduation song, he said, the way things are, he said, some of these graduations may get postponed or canceled. Who knows? And I'm thinking, oh, that can't happen. That'll never happen. And so we went ahead and cut it. And all the guys in the band recorded their tracks at their houses and sent them to Kalen at his house. And then we just added them, put it all together, and then brought it here to our little studio and put in our vocals. Robin sang with me, and we put it all together and had a friend of ours mix it, and we sent it out. So
well, and then the first time you played it live was for a graduation ceremony, correct?
Yeah, down in Columbia, Tennessee, Murray County, I think it is. They had 21 students that were not going to be able to make the rescheduled graduations because they had already enlisted in the military.
Right.
And so they were going to be heading out for their boot camps. And so they had a special ceremony for them, and I got to go down and sing it for them.
Well, and I have to throw this out there too, because we all know Missy and Tommy with Center Stage Magazine, and I know that one of their oldest was graduating and she was going into the Army. And so anybody that knows Missy knows what a bulldog she can be, what a great mama bear she is. And I know she really took the bull by the horn, so to speak, with this, so that at first, of course, thinking about her daughter, but then all the other graduates who were enlisting that wouldn't have that ceremony that everybody does need to have. So I tell you what, we'll segue right into it. Now, we had talked a little bit before, because I'd love for you to play the song for us, but I think there's two videos out there. There's the lyric video that does not have the spoken word, and then one that does have the spoken word. I love the spoken word, and I especially love that you're telling it, that you're speaking the spoken. Is that right? Speaking the spoken. Boy, that's a lot. You're speaking the spoken word, but it gives it so much more emotion and feeling behind the song in and of itself, and for those graduates that are kind of in limbo right now. So, guys, if you all have not heard this song yet, John's going to play it for us here in a second, but I want you to at least hear the beginning of it, and then we'll let him take it away. Let me get that pulled back up here. And
remarkable people be recognized by their communities. 43 years ago, in the early spring of 1977, the reality hit that the end of the best days of my life were merely months, weeks, days away. The graduation song poured out of me on one of those clear nights as I played my guitar, while thoughts of special moments and friends had a hold of my heart. I never really played the song for anyone at that time, but I did eventually record it on an album in the nighttime in 1981. Now, all these years later, it has been a labor of love to re-record this song, to give it a breath of new life in order to pay tribute to the class of 2020. Graduates, don't lose sight of the fact that there are so many friends and family that are very proud of you and want to honor and celebrate you. I hope that you will hold your head high knowing that you did it. Congratulations.
To all the times in PE, to all the parties that we threw, to driving the teachers crazy, but now it's nothing new. To all the times we came in late and they never said a word, and to all the world religions that we learn in history class, to all the great musicians that lived in the past, to all the world's great artists, from Da Vinci to Surrey, it's time for me to go my way. And I'll wake up out the window to my old friend. I'll wake up out through the window 'cause I know that I won't see you again. I won't see you again. And to you, my old friend, who I love so very much, we talked of everything right to the first hearts we ever touched. To all the things we've ever done, though they be good or bad. Now the time has come for you to go your way and I'll go mine. Through the years, you'll always be somewhere on my mind. We always thought we'd be here forever and a day, but forever you came yesterday. I'll wave goodbye through the window to my old friend. I'll wave goodbye through the window 'cause I know that I won't see you again. I won't see you again. As I drive away, I'll wipe away the tears, and I'll hold on to the years that we had.
My mic was muted. Thank you, John. That look, I had to make sure I was drying my eyes so I didn't mess my makeup up. And it's been a long time since I've graduated or had a child that graduated, but there's something about that song I think we all can relate to because we've all been there, and I don't think it ever gets easier.
Yeah, special time of lives. It really is.
It is.
And a lot of times, you know, it's you realize how special it was when you're not there.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
You've been away there for a while. You think back and some of the tough stuff, you kind of, it goes into a compartment you don't open a lot, you know?
Right.
But just the good stuff that kind of floats to the top. it makes it pretty special.
Well, I'm so glad that it worked out that song's the one that came back out, and that you all re-recorded, because I think it is perfect, and it's beautiful anyway. So you've just been talented your whole life. Speaking of, the other thing that you recently did was you came in and were featured on a song with Joe and Martina. Give Me Back the 90s. And you and I talked about this in February at Country Radio Seminar. And a couple weeks ago when I talked to Joe and Martina, I told them, I said, the thing that struck me about John talking about this song was that when he was on his way, he said when he was on his way to record his part, then he heard his name in it and thought that was really cool. And for them, they were thinking, we're lucky if we can get him, but we'll try. And then so it's so cool that you were so excited about doing that. And the video, how much fun was that?
Oh, it was so much fun. It really was. And we kind of we skirted right in under the rain, it kind of drizzled here, drizzled there. And then right when we were wrapping up, the rain really cut loose on us, but it actually made for a much better shoot. It wasn't so bright outside that sometimes the sunlight can be so bright, it makes it very difficult to get good shots, but they shot it down right across from Opryland Hotel at the Nashville Palace, which is a legendary venue, restaurant, performance place. It's pretty cool.
And it was definitely shot like a 90s. It reminded me of a 90s video. The colors were so vivid.
Hair going. I have a 90s hair going and my 90s Mandeville jacket.
It was great. It was great. And I can never listen to that song. Of course, I'm an 80s, 90s country person, so I love it all anyway, but I cannot watch that or hear that song without going, yeah, exactly. Let's give me back the 90s and everything you're talking about. Those are definitely some of the best times in country. So it was so cool to have you on there on that song, and I know it was for them too.
Well, I hope folks will check them out. They've got some great music, and Joe and Martina, they're the real deal. They're sweet people, sweet couple, and I was really honored to be a part of it.
Well, for this whole group, we were talking with Allie Colleen last night, and so the whole group, like you and Robin, and then Allie and Jonathan, and Joe and Martina, it's like relationship goals with all of you all. It's like this is what everybody should shoot for.
Well, Allie Colleen, her single that's out now, my son played drums on that track.
She was talking about that too. So when we talked last night, and your son, we got to see you in Jeffersonville with the Indiana girls for the Christmas show, and back behind the transmission shop in the bingo hall. Which I say it like that only because everybody does. It's a cool little place. You would never imagine gets that packed and smells so good from the chicken and the green beans and but those women, oh my gosh, they love you.
They're the people in the world. Just the sweetest, kindest people. And I just, somebody came there, they'd never seen us here before, and they couldn't believe we were playing in this little place and back behind the transmission shop. And I saw them when they were leaving, and they were like, "We'll see you next year."
Yeah, I mean, because that honestly, there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things going, and everybody's got a lot of things going on in their lives, and no matter what time of year it is. But there were a lot of things going on, and I was thinking, my brain was just so fogged up with everything that was going on. And we did our interview, and then we took our seats, and I couldn't stay seated. I just kept walking around looking at everybody's faces and singing along with these songs. And I felt, and then when you got to your specialty of Oh Holy Night, I mean, I don't know, God has truly blessed you with this amazing gift of touching people that I'm so glad you share it with all of us, because it is wonderful. I would definitely advise.
I love every opportunity I get.
Everybody does need to catch one of the Christmas shows, and hopefully they'll all. When do you start planning for those as far as setting dates?
Usually we start the day after the tour ends. And,
Okay.
but this year is underway, and we've got a lot of it booked, but they're kind of holding off on a few just because they're not sure what this COVID-19 is going to do. They're hoping I'm hoping everything's going to be cleared up by then, and venues will be open back up, and we can get back to work.
Well, good. I hope so too, because we, as much as I've enjoyed seeing all the artists in their homes and it having a whole different feel to it of an acoustic and being brought into your own private lives as much as we've been able to, I know how much everybody wants to see you all too, and you all want to get out because I know I'm itching to get back on the road, and I'm not an artist, but I'm ready to get back in the RV and start traveling.
Yeah, I go over and crank my bus up every week or so just to smell some diesel fuel.
So does Robin make you go out instead of a doghouse? Do you have the bus? You just go to the bus?
Please go.
I wanted to, and I've kind of sat here and told you so much about how much I love you and adore you and how much you mean to me. But again, in February, we were at the Opry backstage watching. You were performing that night, and Matthew West, I think that was his debut performance. And
awesome.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. His whole family, everybody. But standing back there watching you, standing back there, where I'm talking about, but where we can see you with the audience and listening to you do these songs that I grew up on. I'm like, I could never go back again. And that moment was made for me with you doing that. There's something so special about that place and everybody in there. But I don't know. There was something that night. I told Mark, I'm like, I could go now. I'm good. Like I'm watching. This is such a sight to see. So it has to be great. Yeah, it really is.
And, a lot of times, folks out around the country hear about the Circle and the Circle, if you'll notice next time, if you ever watch the Grand Ole Opry on Circle Network, where the artist stands, there's a circle around the microphone. And that circle is actually cut out of the floor of the Ryman Auditorium. And so when they moved over to what they refer to as the big house, the Opera House, 20-something years ago, they cut that circle out of the floor and brought it with them. And so it's the same spot that all these other stars have stood on, Hank Sr. and
because the wood is a little different when you notice it. The wood's a little different on it, but
yeah, the grain's going a different direction.
Yeah, it makes it, but it's still it. Yeah, it is the most. It is. I don't know. I cannot think of another venue other than sitting in the Ryman itself that feels like that. It is amazing. The other thing,
and the tradition and the history of it all, I think, is what makes it feel that way.
Yes, so much. The other thing you've been up to, which I think is amazing, songs and stories with Papa Berr, Bear being Berr. So tell us how you decided to start doing that and what that's been like.
Well, for your viewers who watch a lot of YouTube stuff and see a lot of interviews and a lot of times there's bookcases behind people and they've got these real fancy books and stuff. Well, if you'll notice behind me, I got Dr. Seuss and 3 Billy Goats Gruff and the Gardeners and all these kid books. and it started off as something to do when all these kids were staying home from school and parents had their hands full, and we thought it'd be kind of fun. Well, we've got our first granddaughter, by the way, who was just born in April. And so she lives in Texas with my son and his wife, of course. And so we thought it'd be kind of fun that maybe I could tape some little reading books for her.
Yeah.
And the idea of doing that and playing some songs. and then we decided we put it out there and just let people, kids enjoy it, and it's just turned into a neat little thing. This past week we had about 20,000 people with us, and that viewed the show, and it's called Songs and Stories for Kids with Papa Berr, and I always do a song or two and read them a story.
And you always start off with washing hands.
Oh yeah, you got to wash your hands.
You got to wash your hands. But I mean, it got picked up. Let me make sure by Seacrest Studios to play at Vandy at the children's wing at Vandy.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
So we enjoy getting to do that. We just shot Father's Day today, and so that will air on Sunday. And
well, hey,
folks can go to John Berry Music YouTube page.
Okay.
And you can view past episodes and things.
Well, and look, people have fancy books behind them. I have rags behind me, but Dr. Seuss, those are some fancy books. If you read them fast and the way that they're supposed to be read, you have to be pretty good at that.
Thank goodness it's not live when we do it, because I have to edit that. That's some tough reading right there. Oh my goodness.
Now I do. Congratulations are in order too, because let's see, today's the 18th. 2 days ago, you went to the doctor, to the oncologist, and everything was okay. And
check up for the throat cancer, and they did a chest X-ray, because they're what they watch for is any cancer cells that start drifting down,
right,
and get to the chest and stomach, abdomen, and things. And they don't see anything. Everything looked really good. They're very pleased with the progress.
Good. And you are looking so good too. I told you that, and we've talked about this before, but the benefit that was held for you and the Music Alliance. Oh my gosh, Music Alliance, Health Alliance. It broke my heart that day when I saw you, because you were so thin. Not that you're still thin, but I saw you walk in, and I was like, oh my gosh. Then, but
I had dropped around 60 pounds, and I was down to 147 pounds, and
well, I'm so happy that you have gone through this, and you've had such a great support system, and obviously with Robin being there every step of the way, and we love Robin too, but all of your fans, and you're kind of fond of her, I know. It's been great that you've had the outcome that you've had, but to include everybody on that journey with you has been a wonderful thing too. There is a song that you did, Beautifully Broken, and I'm requesting that one as one for me, because I'm throwing my request in the hat for that one. It has a special meaning for me, as I'm sure it does for so many people. But would you mind playing that one for us?
If some of your viewers are not familiar with this song, it was the title track from a movie by the same name, Beautifully Broken. And you can still, I encourage you to go to Amazon Prime and check out this movie, Beautifully Broken. I know you'll enjoy it. It's a true story, and I've met some of the principal families, and it's a wonderful, incredible story, how God uses these three families. He weaves this tapestry that only he could weave, where they literally save each other's lives in different ways. And it's a wonderful movie, and a great song that I feel fortunate I got to sing, Beautifully Broken. Every chip, every doubt, every time you're down and out, when you're hurting, feeling shame, or you're numbing all your pain, when you think you've lost your way, or you're too far gone to pray, he's still waiting there to say, you're beautifully broken, made to be whole again. Even a million scars doesn't change who you are. You're so every doubt, every time you lost it all. When you're stumbling with each step, or you're haunted with regret. When the darkness closes in, you're surrounded by your sin. Listen to the voice within. You're beautifully broken, made to be whole again. Even a million scars haven't changed who you are. God's still working. You're beautifully broken. When you think you can't go on, surrender to the Father's arms, who use the weak to be the strong. You're beautifully broken, made to be whole again. Even a million scars doesn't change who you are. God's still working. You're beautifully broken. Beautifully broken.
Okay, you got me with that one. That one,
sponsored by Kleenex.
yeah, right. You really need to get like that sponsorship, because and I'm usually people are giving me a lot of grief because I tend to cry a lot. I don't know what it is. Maybe I've been locked in the house too long, but I think it's these songs do touch me, and they're so true. They're just, I mean, that one, it, you know, this, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but it doesn't matter who you are. It just, the whole thing is amazing. And yes, I forgot to mention the movie. I was too excited to make sure I had my Kleenex. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it is a great movie. And
it really is. It's an incredible film. It really is. And the fact that it's a true story and all these are real people, and it's pretty amazing. It really is.
Well, John, you are amazing. In your whole family, you all are just the most humble people and just so down to earth. And I'm so thankful that we are able to have the opportunity to talk with you all, and to head to shows, and to just have you all as a part of our extended family too, because we love you so much. I said I was going to give you a challenge song, and then I guess I'll let you go for the night. But when
challenge song,
we're going to do a challenge song. So when the quarantine first started, everybody was there was a whole challenge of deep cuts challenges going around, and I'm just curious if you could play for us what you would pick, and you can tell us why if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But I'd love to know what you would pick.
I would pick a song off of my debut album with Capitol, which is just simply titled with my name on it. And that album had What's in It for Me, and Your Love Amazes Me, and You and Only You, and Kiss Me in the Car, and She's Got a Mind of Her Own, and More Than Just a Little. And so it had all these songs on, but there's one song on there that I wrote with Chuck Jones, who was the writer of You and Only You and Your Love Amazes Me. And excuse me. And he and I wrote this song together. And it's never been, I don't think we played it live, but a few times. But that's going to change.
Okay, great.
I'm choking on the water.
Well, let's not do that.
But a song is, it's one of my favorites I've written on all these years. And it's called More Sorry Than You'll Ever Know.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go get my Kleenexes and give you the screen.
I knew the day I met you, you were gonna bring a change in me. Sometimes for a man, change don't come so easily. Took a little time to figure out what it is I need to live and what to live without. Many times I've tried to tell you of the things that I have done. But when I think how it would hurt you, somehow the words don't come. I just can't risk tearing us apart. So the truth will always be buried in my heart. I am more sorry than you'll ever know. Your love has touched me so deep in my soul. Just come and hold me and never let go. I am more sorry than you ever know. How could I ask for more? Already you've forgiven me so much. When it's heavy on my mind, you wipe it all away with just one touch. So I'll just let the past lie where it lay. And if you ever ask, I'll get down on my knees and say, I am more sorry than you'll ever know. Your love has touched me so deep in my soul. Just come and hold me and never let go. I am more sorry than you ever know. I am more sorry than you'll ever know. Your love has touched me so deep in my soul. Just come and hold me and never let go. I am more sorry than you ever know.
Oh, sometimes people just need to say it, like, and mean it. And wow, what a song, John. Like, I thought I was ready. I was like, okay. Like, I even listened to a whole lot of them before because I was like, I'm going to get it all out now. And then it didn't work. It didn't work. That's okay. That just means they're just such good songs sung by such an amazing artist. And we are definitely blessed to have you in our lives, and have you given us the music that you do. And I can never thank you enough for that. I am a lifelong fan and will forever be. So, everybody can find out about tour dates and merch and all the episodes of where Songs and Stories with Papa Berr are going to johnberry.com. Is that okay? And follow him on
johnberry.com, and all of our social medias are John Berry Music.
John Berry Music, and then the website's johnberry.com. So we've had the website scrolling across the bottom there. So if you all have not paid attention to where to find him, it's right there on the screen. But make sure if you go follow him. Yeah, there you go. Follow, subscribe to YouTube, like on Facebook, everywhere. And I cannot wait till you're back out there again and we can get out to see a live show. And I'm so thankful that you're healthy. And it was good to see Robin for a few minutes too. So we send you all hugs and love. And thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you. It's always fun. It was great seeing you in February. Good to see you here. And I look forward to seeing you when all this mess is over and I can hug you next.
I know it. For now, I'll just send you kisses and throw you hugs. So take care. And y'all make sure you check him out. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll make sure we have all those links up. See you all later.
See you.